Bernie H and everybody, Lockin 99, hello. God is great. How you doing? God is great. Don, Bernie, Lockin, Jason. Got a quick question for you while we're early in the stream here. Did you happen to send me a package from Target? Because I had an inbound package from Target, which usually that means you sent me a package. Just wanted you to know that everything I could find on my phone, and other than trying to communicate with the post office, because it went Smart Post from what I think it went, let me look it up here real quick, but I think it was coming in UPS till it got to the local area, and then the post office supposedly delivered it. The question I have, when I go into my UPS for the Target package, it says it was delivered on Valentine's Day. Oh wait, no, never mind. That wasn't Valentine's Day. That wasn't. You are right. I did get that one from another company. So the last one you sent was January, right? Okay, that was January. I don't know why I was looking and saying. Hold on a second. Okay, yep. January 14th. I don't know why they still. You know what? I think there's a way I can take this off my list. Because that one, more options. I thought there was a way you could filter. I guess not. That's why my mailman was thinking, no, I didn't deliver or get any packages for you this month. So I was reading it totally wrong. So we're good. We are good. So let me get everything set up here. Get into our entries. Give you an update just so you do know. This is our listing here for February. We are probably we might reach 550 today, which will give us 11 prizes on the wheel. Just so everybody's keeping track there. If we get all the way down to 900, that'll put us at the original 18, if we get that many. But that will be more manageable on a normal month, I would say. I did send something from Walmart, but it says by March 2nd. So who knows? Oh, wow. Walmart. He's trying to say Walmart's getting really slow these days. Or maybe that's when they anticipate shipping it. That's pretty interesting. March 2nd. That's like almost 3 weeks away. No, 2 weeks away probably. Yeah, just shy of 2 weeks, about 13 days from now. That's interesting. But we are starting afresh and new. I got to get here to my 2-minute warning. Bernie H was here at 11, 12, 13. Bernie H. So we've got Bernie H, Lockin, Bernie H, Lockin, and God is great are our 2-minute warning people today. Okay, Bernie H. I'm going to write it over here so I don't shake the table. H. Lockin 99. God is great. Are the 2-minute early birds. So if they're here at the end of the stream and they check in and say they're still here, they'll get a bonus 3 entries. But for now, you each get 2 free entries. Okay, so we'll slide that across over there. Locking crossover. Cops is in the house. Thanks, John. Appreciate you being here, brother. Hey, crossover. I did send something at Walmart, but it was a third-party seller. Oh, okay, gotcha. All right, so let me refresh the chat here. Boom, episode number 104 today. Hall of Fame Friday is going to be Lou Gehrig. We're going to have a fun day today with his biography, that's for sure. Everybody know that Lou Gehrig was a super Hall of Famer and was well along the way. And then after his biography, I'll share some of his cards that I have in my Hall of Fame collection. And then we will do our trivia. Our trivia will be up next. And then we will do this Bowman 2022 Bowman Platinum Blaster Box here. Alright, so that is what our lineup is for today. Let me just give you a quick update if I can get this to load up. Yes, we have 503 entries. So far we got 6 more, so we're at 509. So we're 41 away from our next tier. So we might not. Wally Pip. Hey, it was a third-party seller. Wally Pip. Did I win the trivia? Who's Wally Pip? Wally Pip. Did I win the trivia? No. That's not one of the answers for the pecking order. This one is pecking order, as you can see on the top of the screen there. All right. Get back over in the stream here. Wally Pip, did I win the trivia? We didn't do the trivia yet. We're going to do it after Lou Gehrig's biography. But thanks for keeping track of what's going on in the show. But without further ado, because it is going to be a longer than usual biography today, we are going to get into Lou Gehrig's Hall of Fame biography. Again, he became a Hall of Famer back in 1939. Vote by special election. Guess they did a special election for Lou Gehrig. So, Henry Louis Gehrig, born Heinrich Ludwig Gehrig, was born June 19, 1903, passed away on June 2nd, 1941, was an American professional baseball first baseman who played 17 seasons in Major League Baseball for the New York Yankees from 1923 to 1939. Gehrig was renowned for his prowess as a hitter and for his durability, which earned him his nickname, the Iron Horse. He is widely regarded as one of the greatest baseball players of all time. He was an All-Star 7 consecutive times, a Triple Crown winner once, an American League Most Valuable Player twice, and a member of 6 World Series champion teams. He had a career 340 average batting, a 362 slugging average, and a 447 on-base average. He hit 493 home runs and had 1,995 runs batted in. He still has the highest ratio of runs scored plus runs batted in per 100 plate appearances at 35.08 and 100 games 156.7 among Hall of Famers. players. In 1939, he was elected to the Baseball Hall of Fame and was the first MLB player to have his uniform number 4 retired by a team. A native of New York City and a student at Columbia University, Gehrig signed with the Yankees on April 29, 1923. He set several major league records during his career, including the most career Grand Slams since broken by Alex Rodriguez, and most consecutive games played at 2,130, a record that stood for 56 years and was long considered unbreakable until surpassed by Cal Ripken Jr. in 1995. Gehrig's consecutive game streak ended on May 2, 1939, when he voluntarily took himself out of the lineup, stunning both players and fans. After his performance on the field became hampered by an undiagnosed ailment subsequently confirmed to be amyotrophic lateral sclerosis, an incurable neuromuscular illness. It is now commonly referred to as Lou Gehrig's disease. The disease forced him to retire at age 36 and claimed his life 2 years later. The pathos of his farewell from baseball was capped off by his ironic 1939 luckiest man on the face of the earth speech at Yankee Stadium. In 1969, the Baseball Writers Association of America voted Gehrig the greatest first baseman of all time. And he was the leading vote-getter on the MLB All-Century team chosen by fans in 1999. A monument in Gehrig's honor, originally dedicated by the Yankees in 1941, currently residing in Monument Park at Yankee Stadium. The Lou Gehrig Memorial Award was given annually to the MLB player who best exhorts Gehrig's integrity and character. Take a brief break here and look at the chat. The guy that missed the game and they put in Gehrig in and started his streak. Oh, I see, Wally Pep. Oh boy. Hey everyone, says Chuck. Chuck Dupree made it in the house. Let me give another sip of water real quick. We'll see how things roll. I might have to break out a piece of gum. My wife did it to me again. We had to go to the grocery store before my show. And wouldn't you know it, as soon as I got back, I thought everything was going to be good, and then my computer was acting up yet again. I might just have to move my streams back to 3 o'clock instead of 2 o'clock. Maybe 3 o'clock's going to work better with me. I don't know for sure. But next up is his early life. Next part is his early life. Gehrig was born again June 19, 1903 at 1994 2nd Avenue, according to his birth certificate, in the Yorkville neighborhood of Manhattan. He weighed almost 14 pounds, 6.4 kilograms at birth, and he was the second of 4 children of German immigrants. Christina Folk, 1881 to 1954, and Heinrich Gehrig, 1867 to 1946. His father was a sheet metal worker by trade who was frequently unemployed due to alcoholism and epilepsy, and his mother, a maid, was the main breadwinner and disciplinarian in the family. Gehrig was the only one of his 4 other siblings to live past childhood. His 2 sisters died at an early age from whooping cough and measles. A brother also died in infancy. From an early age, Gehrig helped his mother with work doing tasks such as folding laundry and picking up supplies from local stores. Gehrig spoke German during his childhood, not learning English until the age of 5. In 1910, he lived with his parents at 2266 Amsterdam Avenue in Washington Heights. In 1920, the family resided on both 8th Avenue in Manhattan. His name was often anglicized to Heinrich Louis Gehrig, but he was known as Lou, so he would not be confused with his identically named father, who was known as Henry. Gehrig first garnered national attention for his baseball ability while playing in a game at Cubs Park, now Wrigley Field, in Chicago on June 26, 1920. His New York School of Commerce team was playing a local team from Lane Tech High School in front of a crowd of more than 10,000 spectators. With his team leading 8-6 in the top of the 9th inning, Gehrig hit a grand slam completely out of the Major League Park, which was unheard of feat for a 17-year-old. Gehrig attended PS 132 in Washington Heights section of Manhattan, then went to Commerce High School, graduated in 1921. He then studied engineering at Columbia University for 2 years, finding the schoolwork difficult before leaving to pursue a career in professional baseball. He had been recruited to play football at the school, earning a scholarship there, later joining the baseball squad. Before his first semester began, the New York Giants manager, Tug McGraw, advised him to play summer professional baseball under an assumed name, Henry Louis. Despite the fact that it could jeopardize his collegiate sports eligibility after he played a dozen games for the Hartford Senators in the Eastern League. He was discovered and banned from collegiate sports his freshman year. In 1922, Gehrig returned to collegiate sports as a fullback for the Columbia Lions football program. Later, in 1923, he played first base and pitched for the Columbia baseball team. At Columbia, he was a member of the Phi Delta Theta fraternity. On April 18, 1923, the same day Yankee Stadium opened for the first time, and Babe Ruth inaugurated the new stadium with a home run against the Boston Red Sox. Columbia pitcher Gehrig struck out 17 Williams F's batters to set a team record. Though Columbia lost the game, only a handful of Collegians were at Columbia's South Field that day. But more significant was the presence of Yankee scout Paul Critchell, who had been trailing Gehrig for some time. Gehrig's pitching did not particularly impress him. Rather, it was Gehrig's powerful left-handed hitting. Critchell observed Gehrig hit some of his longest home runs ever seen on various eastern campuses, including a 450-foot home run on April 28th at South Field, which landed on 116th Street and Broadway. Scouts saw Gehrig as the next Babe Ruth. He signed a contract with the Yankees on April 30th. Gehrig returned to the minor league Hartford Senators to play parts of 2 seasons, 1923 and 24, batting .344 and hitting 61 home runs in 193 games. Except the man for his games with Hartford, a 2-hour car ride away. Gehrig would play his entire baseball life, Sandlot, high school, college, and professional, with teams based in New York City. Then next on to his major league career with the New York Yankees from 1923 to 1939. Gehrig joined the New York Yankees midway through the 1923 season and made his major league debut as a pinch hitter at the age 19 on June 15, 1923. In his first two seasons, he was mired behind Yankee stalwart Wally Pipp at first base, a two-time American League home run champion and one of the premier, there's that guy Lockham was talking about, Wally Pipp, power hitters in baseball deadball era. Gehrig saw limited playing time, mostly as a pinch hitter, playing only 23 games and being left off the Yankees' 1923 World Series roster in spite of producing both years with a lofty batting average of .423 in 1923 and .500 in 1924. Taking over for a slumping Pipp partway into the 1925 season, he batted .295 with 20 home runs and 68 runs batted in. RBIs over 126 games. Unlike Ruth, Gehrig was not a gifted position player, so he played first base when the position for a strong hitter but weak fielder. Oh, my word. I don't know why I'm yelling so much. I guess I should have had some lunch before I started. The 23-year-old Yankees' breakout season came in 1926 when he batted .313 with 47 doubles, an American League leading 20 triples, 16 home runs, and 112 RBIs. In the 1926 World Series against the St. Louis Cardinals, Gehrig hit .348 with 2 doubles and 4 RBIs. The Cardinals won the series 4-3. Then we go into 1927. Gehrig put together one of the greatest seasons by a batter in history, hitting .373 with 218 hits, 101 singles, 52 doubles, 18 triples, and 47 home runs. A then record 175 RBIs. Surpassing teammate Babe Ruth's 171 6 years earlier. A .474 on-base percentage and a .765 slugging percentage. His 117 extra base hits that season are second all-time to Babe Ruth's 119 extra base hits in 1921. And his 447 total bases are third all-time after Babe Ruth's 457. Total bases in 1921, and Roger Hornsby's 450 in 1922. Gehrig's production helped the 1927 Yankees to a 110-44 record. The American League pennant by 19 games and a 4-game sweep of the Pittsburgh Pirates in the World Series. Although the American League recognized his season by naming him League MVP, Gehrig's accomplishments were overshadowed by Babe Ruth's record-breaking 60 home runs and the overall dominance of the 1927 Yankees. A team often cited as having the greatest lineup of all time, the famed Murderers Row. Ruth's celebrity was so great that Gehrig's ghost-written syndicated newspaper column that year was called Following the Babe. Then in 1929, the New York Yankees debuted wearing numbers on their uniforms. Gehrig wore 4 because he hit behind Babe Ruth, who batted third in the lineup. 1932, Gehrig became the first player in the 20th century to hit 4 home runs in a game, when he accomplished the feat on June 3rd against the Philadelphia Athletics. He narrowly missed getting a 5th home run when the Athletics fielder A.J. Simmons made a leaping catch of another fly ball at the center field fence. After the game, manager Joe McCarthy told him, "Well, Lou, nobody can take today away from you." On the same day, however, John McGraw announced his retirement after 30 years of managing the New York Giants. McGraw, not Gehrig, got the main headlines in the sports sections the next day. Then we roll into 1933. On August the 17th, 1933, Gehrig played his 1,308th consecutive game against the St. Louis Browns at Sportsman Park, which broke the longest consecutive game streak played and held by Everett Scott. Scott attended as a guest of the Browns. Gehrig lived with his parents until 1933, when he was 30 years old. His mother had ruined all of Gehrig's romances until he met Eleanor Twitchell. She helped Gehrig leave his mother's influence and hired Christy Walsh. Ruth's sports agent Walsh helped Gehrig become the first athlete on the Wheaties boxes. Then we go into 1934. On April 30th, 1934, Gehrig hits his 300th home run versus the Washington Senators, becoming the second player to reach the milestone after Ruth. Gehrig won the American League Triple Crown in 1934, leading the league with 49 home runs, 106 RBIs, and a .363 batting average. Then we move into 1936. All right, I've been ignoring the chat. I'm pulling a Mickey. Guru Wahoo the Turtle is here. Thanks there, David. Appreciate you stopping by. Chuck says, "Hey, Bipster, how you doing, brother?" Okay. 2 doctor appointments today. Yep. David Bipster, or Guru and Wahoo the Turtle, is under the weather. He needs our prayers, that's for sure. Jay Pylon's in the house. How you doing there, Jay? Hello, Jay. Hopefully everything is okay, Bipster. I think he's on the mend and getting better, but just following up with the doctors. Hey, Zach, thumbs up. Did you get the cards I sent you yet, Don? Not yet. Not yet. But thanks for asking. Don't worry, I will let you know. Hopefully they'll get here soon. It's funny, things from the East Coast have been taking longer to get here with the different weather conditions they've had across the country, so that could be playing some part in that. Just to keep you on top of it. So in 1936, the World Series cover story about Gehrig and Carl Hubble. Time proclaimed Gehrig the game's #1 batsman, who takes boyish pride in banging the baseball as far and running around the bases as quickly as possible. Also in 1936, the urging of his wife Gehrig agreed to hire Babe Ruth's agent, who in turn persuaded him to audition for the role of Tarzan in the independent film Tarzan's Revenge. Gehrig only got as far, though, as posing for a widely distributed and embarrassing photo of himself in a leopard-spotted costume. When Tarzan creator Edgar Rice Burroughs spotted the outfit, he telegrammed Gehrig, "I want to congratulate you on being a swell first baseman." Producer Sol Lesser was unimpressed with Gehrig's legs, calling them more functional than decorative, and passed him on for the role, which eventually went to the 1936 Olympic decathlon gold medalist Glenn Morris. Oh my word. Next we have up to bat. Here is 2,130 consecutive games. On June 1st, 1925, Gehrig entered the game as a pinch hitter, substituting for shortstop Paul Pee Wee Wenner. The next day, June 2nd, Yankee manager Miller Huggins started Gehrig in place of regular first baseman Wally Pipp, who had a headache. Pipp was in a slump as was the team, so Huggins made several lineup changes in an attempt to boost their performance, replacing Pipp, Aaron Ward, and Wally Schang. 14 years later, had played 2,130 consecutive games, shattering the previous record of 1,307 along the way. During the streak, writers in 1931 nicknamed Gehrig the Iron Horse. In a few instances, Gehrig managed to keep the streak intact through pinch hitting appearances and fortuitous timing. In others, the streak continued despite injuries. For example, on April 23, 1933, a pitch by Washington Senators pitcher Earl Whitehill struck Gehrig in the head. Although almost knocked unconscious, Gehrig remained in the game. On June 14, 1933, Gehrig was ejected from a game along with manager Joe McCarthy, but had already been at bat. In June 4, 1934 exhibition game, Gehrig was hit by a pitch just above the right eye and was knocked unconscious. According to news reports, he was out for 5 minutes. Batting helmets were not commonly used until the 1940s. He left the game but was in the lineup the next day. On July 13, 1934, Gehrig suffered a lumbago attack and had to be assisted off the field. In the next day's away game, he was listed in the lineup as shortstop, batting leadoff. In his first and only plate appearance, he singled and was promptly replaced by a pitch runner, to rest his throbbing back, never taking the field. A&E's biography speculated that this illness, which he also described as a cold in his back, might have been the first symptom of his debilitating disease. In addition, X-rays taken late in his life disclosed that Gehrig had sustained several fractures during his playing career. Although he remained in the lineup despite those previously undisclosed injuries, however, the streak was helped when the Yankees general manager Ed Barrow postponed a game as a rainout on a day when Gehrig was sick with the flu, though it was not raining. He was also persuaded, but not convinced, by his wife Eleanor to end the streak at 1,999 games by acting sick, as he had already played through flu bouts before and already had a nearly 700 game lead over the previous record. Gehrig's record of 2,130 games endured for 56 years until Baltimore Orioles shortstop Cal Ripken Jr. surpassed it on September 6, 1995. Ripken finished with 2,632 consecutive games. Next, we have his illness coming up here in just a second. I sent it on the 11th. I wonder they got lost or just taking a long time. So you sent it out on the 11th from the East Coast. Or no, wait, you're not even on the East Coast. Oh, there you go. Guru and Wahoo the Turtle are binderizing 4 2020 baseball card sets. Wow, you had enough cards to put 4 sets together, 2020? I gotta see if I can get another 2020 set together. I got one in a binder already. And I got one in a box. that has not even been opened yet. All right. As far as his illness, although his performance... Oh, let me refresh the chat. Almost forgot. There we go. Although his performance in the second half of the 1938 season was slightly better than in the first half, Gehrig reported physical changes at the midway point. At the end of that season, he said, "I was tired mid-season. I don't know why, but I just couldn't get going again." Although his final 1938 statistics were above average, 295 average, 114 RBIs, 170 hits, 523 slugging percentage, and 689 plate appearances with only 57 strikeouts and 29 home runs. They were significantly down from his 1937 season, in which he batted .351, slugged .643. In the 1938 World Series, he had 4 hits and 14 at-bats, all singles. When the Yankees began their 1939 spring training in St. Petersburg, Florida, Gehrig clearly no longer possessed his once formidable power. Even his base running was affected. At one point, he collapsed at Al Lang Stadium. Then the Yankees spring training park. By the end of the spring training, he had not hit a home run. Throughout his career, Gehrig was considered an excellent base runner, but in 1939 season got underway, his condition and speed had deteriorated significantly. By the end of April, his statistics were the worst in his career. With 1 RBI and 143 batting average, fans and the press openly speculated on Gehrig's abrupt decline. James Kahn, a reporter who wrote often about Gehrig, said in one article, "I think there's something wrong with him. Physically wrong. I mean, I don't know what it is, but I am satisfied that it goes far beyond his ball playing. I have seen ball players go overnight, as Gehrig seems to have done, but they were simply washed up as ball players. It's something deeper than that in this case, though. I have watched him very closely, and this is what I have seen. I have seen him time a ball perfectly, swinging on it as hard as he can, meeting it squarely, and drive it soft, looping, fly over the infield. In other words, for some reason that I do not know, his old power isn't there. He is meeting the ball time after time, and it isn't going anywhere." He was indeed meeting the ball with only 1 strikeout and 28 at-bats, but hitless in 5 of his first 8 games. However, Joe McCarthy found himself resisting pressure from the Yankees management to switch Gehrig to a part-time role. Things came to a head when Gehrig struggled to make a routine put out at first base. The pitcher, John Murphy, had to wait for him to drag himself over to the bag so he could field and throw. Murphy said, "Nice play, Lou." Gehrig's latter assessment was very dismissive. "That was the simplest way you could ever make it in baseball, and I knew then there was something wrong with me." On April 30th, Gehrig went hitless against the Washington Senators. He had just played his 2,130th consecutive Major League game. On May 2nd, the next game after a day off, Gehrig approached McCarthy before the game in Detroit against the Tigers and said, "I'm benching myself, Joe," telling the Yankee skipper that he was doing so for the good of the team. McCarthy acquiesced, putting Ellsworth Babe Dahlgren in at first base, and also said that whatever Gehrig felt he could play again, the position was his. Gehrig, as Yankee captain himself, took the lineup card out to the shocked umpires before the game, ending the 14-year streak. Before the game began, the Briggs Stadium announcer told the fans, "Ladies and gentlemen, this is the first time Lou Gehrig's name will not appear on the Yankee lineup in 2,130 consecutive games. The Detroit Tigers fans gave Gehrig a standing ovation while he sat on the bench with tears in his eyes. Coincidentally, among those attending the game was Wally Pipp, whom Gehrig had replaced at first base 2,130 games previously. A wire service photograph of Gehrig reclining against the dugout steps with this stoic expression appeared the next day in the nation's newspaper. He stayed with the Yankees as team captain for the rest of the season, but never played in a major league game again. Then his diagnosis. J. Pylon, Chuck Dupree, God is great. Right. As Gehrig's rehabilitation became steadily worse, his wife Eleanor called the Mayo Clinic in Rochester, Minnesota. Her call was transferred to Charles William Mayo, who had been following Gehrig's career and his mysterious loss of strength. Mayo told Eleanor to bring Gehrig as soon as possible. Gehrig flew alone to Rochester from Chicago, where the Yankees were playing at the time, and arrived at the Mayo Clinic on June 13, 1939. After 6 days of extensive testing at the clinic, doctors confirmed the diagnosis of amyotrophic lateral sclerosis, ALS. On June 19, 1939, which was Gehrig's 36th birthday, the prognosis was grim: rapidly increasing paralysis, difficulty in swallowing and speaking, and a life expectancy less than 3 years. Although no impairment of mental functions would occur, Eleanor Gehrig was told that the cause of ALS was one unknown, but that it was painless, not contagious, and cruel. The motor function of the central nervous system is destroyed, but the mind remains fully aware until the end. Gehrig often wrote letters to Eleanor, and one such note, written shortly after the diagnosis, said in part, "The bad news is lateral sclerosis, in our language, creeping paralysis. There isn't any cure. There are very few of these cases. It is probably caused by some germ. Never heard of transmitting it to mates. There's a 50-50 chance of keeping me as I am. I may need a cane in 10 or 15 years. Playing is out of the question." Following Gehrig's visit to the Mayo Clinic, he briefly joined the Yankees in Washington, D.C. As his train pulled into Union Station, he was greeted by a group of Boy Scouts, happily waiting and wishing him luck. Gehrig waved back, but he leaned forward to his companion, Rutherford Rudd Rennie, of his New York Herald Tribune, and said, "They're wishing me luck, and I'm dying." Possibility of CTE. Although Gehrig's symptoms were consistent with ALS, and he did not experience the wild mood swings and eruptions of uncontrolled violence that define chronic traumatic CTE. An article in the September 2010 issue of the Journal of Neuropathy and Experimental Neurology suggested the possibility that some ALS-related illness diagnosed in Gehrig and other athletes may have been CTE, catalyzed by repeated concussions and other brain trauma. In 2012, Minnesota State Representative Phyllis Kahn sought to change the law protecting the privacy of Gehrig's medical records, which were held by the Mayo Clinic, in an effort to determine if a connection could exist between his illness and the concussion-related trauma that he had received during his career. Gehrig also played fullback on the football team at Columbia University and had a long history of concussions, including several incidents which he lost consciousness. He played through his illness and his injuries. Gehrig played prior to the advent of batting helmets. To diagnose CTE would require autopsy results. None was conducted on Gehrig before his remains were cremated following his open casket wake. Multiple physicians have argued the examining records alone would be fruitless. Next we have his retirement. Hello, God is great. From Guru and Wahoo the Turtle. Now I gotta get used to a new term, a new channel name, again by David. His retirement now. The doctors at the Mayo Clinic released their ALS diagnosis to the public on June 19, 1939. 2 days later, the New York Yankees announced Gehrig's retirement, with an immediate public push to honor him. The ideal of an appreciation day reportedly began with Bill Hirsch, a friend of the sports columnist Bill Coram, who wrote the ideal in his column. Other sports writers picked up on the ideal and promoted it in their respective publications. Some suggested that the Appreciation Day be held during the All-Star game, but when Yankees president Ed Barrow heard the ideal, he quickly shot down the suggestion. He did not want Gehrig to share the spotlight with any other All-Star. Believing that the ideal was valid and should be brought to fruition, Barrow wanted the Appreciation Day to occur soon, and the Yankees proclaimed Tuesday, July 4th, 1939, Lou Gehrig's Appreciation Day at Yankee Stadium between games of the Independence Day doubleheader against the Washington Senators. The poignant ceremonies were held on the diamond. In this coverage the following day, the New York Times wrote, the ceremony was perhaps as colorful and dramatic a pageant as ever was enacted on a baseball field, as 61,808 fans thundered a hail and farewell. Dignitaries and members of the Murderers' Row lineup attended ceremonies and praised Gehrig. New York Mayor Floriano La Guardia called Gehrig the perfect prototype of the sportsmanship and citizenship, and Postmaster General James Farley concluded his speech predicting, your name will live long in baseball, and wherever the game is played, they will point with pride and satisfaction to your record. Yankees manager Joe McCarthy then spoke of Gehrig, a close friend. Struggling to control emotions, McCarthy described Gehrig as the finest example of a ball player, sportsman, and citizen that baseball has ever known. He turned tearfully to Gehrig and said, Lou, what else can I say except that it was a sad day in the life of everybody who knew you when you came into my hotel room that day in Detroit and told me you were quitting as a baseball player because you felt yourself a hindrance to the team. My God, man, you were never that. The Yankees retired Gehrig's uniform number 4, making him the first player in Major League Baseball history to be accorded that honor. Gehrig was given many gifts, commemorative plaques, and trophies. Some were presented by VIPs, and others came from the stadium's groundskeeper and janitorial staff. As Gehrig was handed the gifts, he would immediately place them on the ground, as he no longer had the arm strength to hold them. The Yankees presented him with a silver trophy bearing all of their engraved signatures. Inscribed on the front was a poem written by New York Times writer John Kirian, at the player's request. The inscription read, we've been to the wars together. We took our foes as they came, and always you were the leader, and ever you played the game. Idol of cheering millions, records are yours by sheaves. Iron of frame they held you, decked you with laurel leaves. But higher than we hold you, who have known you best, knowing the way you came through every human test. Let this be a silent token of lasting friendships gleam, and all them we've left unspoken, your pals of the Yankees team. The trophy became one of Gehrig's most prized possessions. It is currently on display at the National Baseball Hall of Fame. The luckiest man on the face of the earth. On July 4th, 1939, Gehrig delivered what had been called baseball's Gettysburg Address to a sold-out crowd at Yankee Stadium. Having always avoided public attention, Gehrig did not want to speak, but the crowd chanted for him, and he had memorized some sentences beforehand. Happy Friday, Kevin's Models and Motors in the house. How you doing, Kevin? We'll have a great weekend. Bye. Good luck. God bless. Sorry I missed you there when you first snuck in here on me. I was just right between things. Appreciate you being here, Kevin. I'll try and pop in your streams when I can. I've been trying to find you. Mostly you just do recorded videos. I don't think you've been doing many live streams, have you? But other than that, appreciate you being here. I passed a 2-minute warning from his first chat. 301, 303. He popped in at 301, popped out at 303. I don't even have Fairfield Friday today. Couldn't find any Fairfield Fridays. Okay. Bye, Kevin. Think he's gone already. Fans, for the past 2 weeks, you've been reading about a bad streak. Today, I consider myself the luckiest man on the face of the earth. I have been in ballparks for 17 years and have never received anything but kindness and encouragement from you fans. When you look around, wouldn't you consider it a privilege to associate yourself with such fine-looking men as are standing in uniform in this ballpark today? To have spent 6 years with that wonderful little fellow, Miller Huggins, then to have spent the next 9 years with that outstanding leader, the smart student of psychology, the best manager in baseball today, Joe McCarthy, surely I'm lucky. When the New York Giants, a team you would give your right arm to beat, and vice versa, sends you a gift, that's something. When everybody down to the groundskeepers and those boys in the white coats remember you with trophies, that's something. When you have a wonderful mother-in-law who takes sides with you and squabbles with her own daughter, that's something. When you have a father and a mother who work all their lives so you can have an education and build your body, it's a blessing. When you have a wonderful wife who has been a tower of strength and shown more courage than you dreamed existed, that's the finest I know. So I close in saying that I might have been given a bad streak, but I've got an awful lot to live for. Thank you. Only 4 sentences of the speech exist in recorded form. Complete versions of the speech are assembled from newspaper accounts. For the past 2 weeks, you've been reading about a bad streak. Today, I consider myself the luckiest man on the face of the earth. When you look around, wouldn't you consider it a privilege to associate yourself with such fine-looking men as they are standing in uniform in this ballpark today? That I might have been given a bad break, but I've got an awful lot to live for. Thank you. The crowd stood and applauded for almost 2 minutes. Gehrig was visibly shaken as he stepped back from the microphone and wiped the tears from his face with his handkerchief. His sometimes estranged former teammate, Babe Ruth, hugged him. As a band played "I Love You Truly," and the crowd chanted, "We love you, Lou." The New York Times account the following day called the moment one of the most touching scenes ever witnessed on a ball field. That made even hard-boiled reporters swallow hard that day. Later in life, Gehrig played his last game for the Yankees on April 30th, 1939. On July 11th of that year, he appeared at the All-Star game at Yankee Stadium as the American League team captain, officially the roster as a reserve player, exchanging lineup cards prior to the game. Following his retirement from baseball, "We love you, Lou." Gehrig wrote, "Don't think I am depressed or pessimistic about my condition at present." Struggling against his ever-worsening physical condition, he added, "I intend to hold on as long as possible, and then if the inevitable comes, I will accept it philosophically and hope for the best. That's all we can do." In October 1939, he accepted Mayor Borello LaGuardia's appointment for a 10-year term as a New York City parole commissioner. Gehrig moved from New Rochelle to Riverdale to satisfy a residency required for the job, and was sworn into office January 2nd, 1940. The Parole Commission commended Gehrig for his firm belief in parole, properly administered, stating that Gehrig indicated he accepted the parole post because it represented an opportunity for public service. He had rejected other jobs, including lucrative speaking guest appearance opportunities, worth far more financially than the $5,700 a year commissionership. Gehrig visited the New York City's correctional facilities, but insisted that the visits not be covered by news media. He was often helped by his wife Eleanor, who would guide his hand when he had to sign official documents. When Gehrig's deteriorating physical condition made it impossible for him to continue, he quietly resigned from the position about a month before his death. Then his death at 10:10 p.m. on June 2nd, 1941, 17 days before his 38th birthday. Gehrig died at his home at 5204 Delafield Avenue in Riverdale neighborhood of the Bronx, New York. Upon hearing the news, Babe Ruth and his wife Claire went to the Gehrig house to console Eleanor. Mayor LaGuardia ordered flags in New York to be flown at half-staff, and major league ballparks around the nation did likewise. Thousands viewed Gehrig's body at the Church of the Divine Paternity. Ruth cut in line ahead of everyone and wept in front of the casket. Following the funeral, across the street from his house at Christ Episcopal Church in Riverdale, Gehrig's remains were cremated on June 4th at Kensico Cemetery in Valhalla, New York, 21 miles north of Yankee Stadium in suburban Westchester County. Gehrig's ashes were locked into a crypt, and the stone monument marked his grave. Gehrig and Ed Barrow are interred in the same section of the cemetery, which is next door to Gate of Heaven, where the graves of Babe Ruth and Billy Martin lie in section 25. Eleanor never remarried and was quoted as saying, "I had the best of it. I would have not traded 2 minutes of my life with that man for 40 years with another." She dedicated the remainder of her life to supporting ALS research. She died 43 years after Gehrig on her 80th birthday on March 6, 1984, and was interred with him in Kensico Cemetery. As far as his legacy, his statistical accomplishments, despite playing in the shadow of Ruth for 2/3 of his career, just got a Topps Update hanger box for $9.99 plus $5 in Walgreens bucks back. Oh, that's pretty cool. Sweet deal. Was pumped, Zach. Do it for Zach. Hey, Titus. All right, all caught up on the chat here real quick. Let me finish off where I'm at here. Gehrig was one of the highest run producers in baseball history. He had 509 RBIs during his 3-season stretch in 1930-32. Only two other players, Jimmy Fox with 507 and Hank Greenberg with 503, have surpassed 500 RBIs in any 3 seasons. Their totals were not consecutive. Babe Ruth had 498. Playing 14 complete seasons, Gehrig had 13 consecutive seasons with 100 or more RBIs, a major league record shared with Fox and tied in 2010 by Alex Rodriguez. Gehrig had 6 seasons where he batted .350 or better, with a high of .379. In 1930, plus a 7th season at .349. Gehrig led the American League in runs scored 4 times, home runs 3 times, and RBIs 5 times. His 185 RBIs in 1931 remained the American League record as of 2023 and ranked second all-time to Hack Wilson's 191 in 1930. On the single-season RBI list, Gehrig ranks 5th, 175, and 6th with 174. With 4 additional seasons over 150 RBIs. He also holds the baseball record for most seasons with 400 total bases or more, combining that feat 5 times in his career. He batted 4th in the lineup behind Ruth, making intentionally walking Ruth counterproductive for opposing pitchers. Lefty Grove must be getting in some flying on a halfway decent afternoon. One of the American League's best pitchers during Gehrig's playing days, who often threw the ball at batters, refraining from doing so to Gehrig. You can never tell what that big fellow will do if you get him mad at you, Grove explained. Then we've got comparisons with Ruth. Unlike Ruth, Gehrig had the physique of a power hitter. Ruth usually hit home runs as high fly balls, while Gehrig's were line drive home runs. During the 10 seasons, 1925 to 34, in which Gehrig and Ruth were teammates and next to each other in the batting order and played a majority of the games, Gehrig had more home runs than Ruth, only once in 1934. Ruth's last year with the Yankees as a 39-year-old, when he hit 49 to Ruth's 22. Ruth played 125 games that year and a handful in 1935 before retiring. They tied at 46 in 1931. Ruth had 424 home runs compared to Gehrig's 347. However, Gehrig outpaced Ruth's RBIs 1,436 to 1,316. Gehrig had 343 batting average compared to 338 for Ruth during this period. Then next is his Hall of Fame. During a winter meeting of the Baseball Writers Association on December 7, 1939, Gehrig was elected to the Baseball Hall of Fame in a special election related to his illness. At the age of 36, he was the youngest player to be honored to date. That figure was surpassed by Sandy Koufax in 1972. He never had a formal induction ceremony. On July 28, 2013, Gehrig and 11 other deceased players, including Rogers Hornsby, received a special tribute during the induction ceremony, held during the Hall of Fame induction weekend of July 26, through the 29th in Cooperstown, New York. As far as a monument, the Yankees dedicated a monument to Gehrig in center field at Yankee Stadium on July 6, 1941. The shrine lauded him as a man, a gentleman, and a great ball player whose amazing record of 2,130 consecutive games should stand for all time. Gehrig's monument joined the one placed there in 1932 to Miller Huggins, which would eventually be followed by Babe Ruth's in 1949. Memorial plaques. Gehrig's birthplace in Manhattan in 1994 2nd Avenue near East 103rd Street is memorialized with a plaque marking the site, as another early residence on 309 East 94th Street near 2nd Avenue. As of December 26, 2011, the first mentioned plaque is not present due to ongoing construction. The second mentioned plaque is present but ascribes to his birthplace, not early residence. Gehrig died in a White House at 5204 Delafield Avenue in the Riverdale section of the Bronx. The house still stands today on the east side of Henry Hudson Parkway and is likewise marked by a plaque. Lou Gehrig's Memorial Award. The Lou Gehrig Memorial Award is given annually to an MLB player who exhibits the characteristics and integrity of Gehrig, off and on the field. The award was created by Phi Delta Theta fraternity in honor of Gehrig, who was a member of the fraternity at Columbia University. It was first presented in 1955, 14 years after Gehrig's death. The award's purpose is to recognize a player's exemplary contributions in both community and philanthropy. The bestowal of the award is overseen by the headquarters of the Phi Delta Theta fraternity in Oxford, Ohio, and the name of each winner is inscribed on the Lou Gehrig Award plaque in the Baseball Hall of Fame in Cooperstown. As far as a medical center, the ALS Treatment and Research Center at his alma mater, Columbia University, is named the Eleanor and Lou Gehrig ALS Center, located in the New York Presbyterian Hospital and Columbia University Irving Medical Center. They have a clinical and research function directed at ALS and the related motor neuron diseases, primary lateral sclerosis, and progressive muscular atrophy. Lou Gehrig Day. In March 2021, Major League Baseball declared June 2nd henceforth to be Lou Gehrig Day. On June 2nd was chosen because it's the anniversary of when Gehrig became the Yankees' starting first baseman in 1925 and when he died in 1941. As far as records, awards, and accomplishments. 60 years after his farewell to baseball, Gehrig received the most votes of any baseball player on the Major League Baseball All-Century team chosen by fan balloting in 1999. In 1999, editors at the Sporting News ranked Gehrig 6th on their list of Baseball 100 Greatest Players. As far as records that he does hold or has held, his accomplishments: most consecutive seasons with 120 plus RBIs, 8 from 1927 to 34. Highest on-base percentage by a first baseman, 447. Highest slugging percentage by a first baseman, 632. Most extra base hits by a first baseman, 1,190. As far as single season records, most runs batted in by a first baseman, 184, 1931. Most runs scored by a first baseman, 167 in 1936. Highest slugging percentage by a first baseman, 765 in 1927. Extra base hits by a first baseman, 117 in 1927. Most base hits by a first baseman, 447 in 1927. And single game most home runs with 4 in Doesn't give a year. All right. They didn't put that on there, but it was a single game. You'd think they put on there what year. Awards and honors. American League All-Star 7 times from 1933 to 39. American League MVP twice, 1927 and 36. Named starting first baseman on the Major League Baseball All-Century Team, 1999. Inducted into the National Baseball Hall of Fame Museum, 1939. 1999 was the one before. World Series champion in 27, 28, 32, 36, 37, 38. So he's a 6-time World Series champion. Wow. And one other notable accomplishment is the Triple Crown. He did get the Triple Crown in one season, 1934, with 363 batting average, 49 home runs, and 665 RBIs. The only player in history to collect 400 total bases in 5 seasons, 27, 30, 31, 34, and 36, amongst other accomplishments. Gehrig was mentioned in the poem Line Up for Yesterday by Ogden Nash. Line up for yesterday. G is for Gehrig, the pride of the stadium. His record, pure gold. His courage, pure radium. Ogden Nash, Sport, January 1949. And then lastly, he did have some film and other media accomplishments. Gehrig starred in the 1938 20th century movie Rawhide, playing himself in his only feature film appearance. In 2006, researchers presented a paper to the American Academy of Neurology reporting on an analysis of Rawhide and photographs of Gehrig from 1937 to 39 period, an assertion when he began to show visible signs of ALS. They concluded that while atrophy of hand muscles could be detected in 1939 photographs of him, no such abnormality was visible at the time Rawhide was made in 1938. Examination of Rawhide showed that Gehrig's functioned normally in January 1938, the report concluded. Gehrig's life was the subject of the 1942 film The Pride of the Yankees, starring Gary Cooper as Gehrig and Teresa Wright as his wife. It received 11 Academy Awards nominations and won 1 category, film editing. Former Yankee teammates Babe Ruth, Bob Musset, Mark Coing, and Bill Dickey, then still active players, played themselves, as did sports writer Bill Stern. In 2008, the AFI honored The Pride of the Yankees as the 3rd best sports picture ever made. I don't think I've seen that one. The Pride of the Yankees. I have to try and look that up maybe. I always enjoy watching baseball movies. Alright. And then the 1978 TV movie, A Love Affair, the Eleanor and Lou Gehrig story, starred Blythe Danner and Edward Herman as Eleanor and Lou Gehrig. It was based on the 1976 autobiography, My Luke and I, written by Eleanor Gehrig and Joseph Thuruso. In an episode of the PBS series, Gene Stevens, or Shepard's America, the Chicago-born Gene Shepard, told of how his father, Gene Shepard Sr., and he would watch the Chicago White Sox games from the right field upper deck at Comiskey Park in the 1930s. On one occasion, the Sox were playing the Yankees, and Shepard Sr. had been taunting Gehrig, yelling at him all day. At the top of the 9th, with the Sox icon Ted Lyons holding a slim lead, Gehrig came to bat with a man on base and the senior Shepard yelled in a voice that echoed around the park, "Hit one up here, you bum! I dare ya!" Gehrig did exactly that, hitting the screaming liner practically into the heckler's lap for the eventual game-winning home run. Shepard's father was booed mercilessly mercilessly, and he never again took Junior Gene to a game. He apparently told this story originally when Gehrig's widow was at the audience at a speaking engagement. His digital likeness and the opening quote of baseball's Gettysburg Address are featured in an All-Star Baseball in 2004. Alright, so hopefully you enjoyed that. Let's do one quick recap, and then we'll go over some of Lou Gehrig's cards I got on file here. Wasn't that an awesome history of Lou Gehrig there and honoring him? Again, he was a first baseman, born June 19, 1903 in Yorkville, Manhattan, New York City in the United States. Died June 2nd, 1941 at the age of 37. Riverdale, Bronx, New York City, United States. Batted left through left. MLB debut June 15, 1923 for the New York Yankees. His last MLB appearance, April 30th, 1939 for the New York Yankees. He had a .340 batting average, 2,721 hits, 493 home runs. Runs batted in, 1,995. He played with only one team his whole career, the New York Yankees, from 1923 to 1939. 7 All-Star games, 33 to 39. 6 World Series champion, 27, 28, 32 in 1936 through 38. 2-time American League MVP, 1927-36. Triple Crown, 1934. American Batting League Champion, 1934. American League Home Run Leader, 1931, 34, and 36. 5 times American League RBI Leader, 27, 28, 30, 31, and 34. Hit 4 home runs in one game on June 3rd, 1932. His New York Yankees number 4 is retired. Monument Park honoree. Major League Baseball All-Century Team and Major League Baseball All-Time Team. Member of the National Baseball Hall of Fame, inducted in 1939 by a special election. So hopefully you enjoyed that lengthy but long and fun and interesting biography for Lou Gehrig. Okay, because I never did get there, did I? Get my chat in the right spot here. Let me see if I can get my. Can I zoom in here? Oh, just gotta hit the reset button, I think, and then it should work. It's not working. Hold on a second. My screen's gonna go blank for a second. There we go. I don't know. It's not working. I was going to try and zoom in, but I don't think that feature works good all the time. My least favorite player is Ronald Acuna. Wish he would quit showboating and just stay healthy. Jeez. Come on, Braves, trade Acuna. David. Oh my word. What are you talking about, your Braves? I thought you were a Houston Astros fan. Did you change again? You becoming a Braves fan again? Alright. Let me bring this front and forward and here so we can see. I could just always hold this up here. I can do a pretty good job getting a close-up shot this way. That's his to the Astros for Jordan. Huh? Heinrich Ludwig Gehrig, again, New York Yankees, 1923, 1939. Put that over here. Let's go see. I got a few cards here. I think I got maybe a dozen. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I got 13. I knew I had at least a dozen. It's a dozen plus one. It's a baker's dozen. I got a baker's dozen of some Louis Gehrig cards. These ones are this one is probably one you might not notice as much. But I did end up finding this is a Bowman card. But it's kind of like a promotional type card, I think. Got 1-800-96 Sport. Don't even know if that's good. I don't even know for sure what year this is. Let me see what year this card is. It's probably 90s somewhere, or maybe 2000. 1993 Bowman promotional card, I guess. Doesn't say promotional, but it isn't part of a set. So that's pretty cool. So that's what I call a no number card. This is a if this is the where's it hiding on here? 2013. This is the 2013 Cooperstown card, first base, 1939. Awesome card there. Card number 1 in this set. It was a Cooperstown set they did in 2013. And this is the 2012 Cooperstown card. These are some extras I have. I have these complete sets. Eventually I'll be getting binderized, and I'm waiting on a bookshelf coming in. I'm going to organize my books and my binders in my other room and try and get all that squared away and looking nice and crisp so I can pull out a binder whenever I need to. But that's that one. This one's a newer Donruss Diamond King. This is from 2019, card number 16. Okay. Then next, this one here is Baseball Immortals, 1939, first base, Louis Gehrig. This one is from, it does not say the date on the card, but its card number is first printing. Can't remember exactly what set this is from. I don't know if David might know. But is always interesting, that's for sure, when I see an oddballish type card. This next one here is an Upper Deck Magic Numbers. Louis Gehrig is number 4. And this is from a 2000 Upper Deck set, and it's card number 53. Then next here we've got another Upper Deck Yankees Legends. Pretty nice looking card. It's black and white. Card number 67, World Series 25th World Series Championship. This year on this Upper Deck, 2000 Upper Deck, black and white. Nice card there. This, I believe, is a reprint. Yep, 2015 Topps. 2015 Topps. Then we have a Pinnacle, the Idols. I think it's probably Louis Gehrig and White Sox, Robin Ventura. Louis Gehrig and Robin Ventura. This is a 1992 Pinnacle, card number 286. I really think the Tigers and the Mets will be really good this year. Oh, that's cool. Tigers and the Mets. I know the Mets have an awesome pitcher that used to be Mariners. He was a save leader that one year he was with us. This is eclipsing history, Derek Jeter and Louis Gehrig on the scene. So this is a double Hall of Famer card. Double Hall of Famer card. This is from a 2015 Topps insert set. Eclipsing history. Alright, we're going to get ready for trivia coming up soon next after this, and then we'll get into the Bowman Platinum for the end of our stream. Probably going to be like about 2-hour stream today because of that long biography. Triple Crown winner Louis Gehrig, New York Yankees, first base, 1927. This is from a penny sleeve, has seen better days. And this is from the Conlon collection. This is card number 529 from the 1992 series for the Conlon collection. And then next up here we got a Louis Gehrig. Streak begins June 1st, 1925. Okay. Then this one here retires from baseball July 4th, 1939. Talked about that in there. This set, 2015. And then we got our last card in what I have currently sorted for Louis Gehrig is 150 Years of Fun. Louis Gehrig, New York Yankees, opening day from 2019. 2019 opening day. So that is a whole bunch of awesomeness there. Hopefully you all enjoyed that. I'm just going to lay these down here for now. I'll put them back in my Louis Gehrig sort in just a minute. Then I'll have to get our next Hall of Famer. Which who's after Louis Gehrig? Who's our Hall of Famer for next week? Gehrig. Charles Gehringer or Chuck Gehringer will be our Hall of Famer for next week. I'll give you a sneak peek there. All right, get your trivia thinking caps on. This is going to be a tough one. If you get the complete question correct on this, if you get the complete question correct on the answers, the first person that comes in with the correct pecking order. So you might want to make little notes here on a piece of paper as I read the trivia. But I am going to give you only 2 minutes to come up with the correct answer, okay? Okay, got that ready. So after I finish reading the question to you twice, you'll need to put the following. More than one guess. Sure. This one's going to be so challenging, I think you're going to need more than one guess. You're going to need more than one guess is mine. Unless you have all those statistics up in your brain. Sorry, Big Ray, you have 2 strikes already. Nope. Yep, you haven't been around here, Guru. We started this month of trivia. We went through, we caught up January, and then now we're in February. So let me read it again. You can see it here. Pecking order. We're going to be doing the pecking order. Rank the following players by how many times they led their league in stolen bases. So you have to be up on your history for stolen bases, okay? You've been demoted to Lock-in 98. Sorry, Big Ray, you've been demoted to Lock-in 98 for that remark. Astros have a good shot to repeat. Okay, so again, pecking order for this one, you have to, so there's 6 different players. You got 6 different players and you have to put them in the right order, but you just have to do it. They're going to be A, B, C, D, E, and F, okay? You'll have to put them in the correct order, which one has the most stolen bases, and then the second, and then the third, fourth, fifth, and sixth. So rank the following players by how many times they led their league in stolen bases. All right, so you can write it down real quick, and then you only have 2 minutes to get it right. If nobody gets it, nobody gets the bonuses for the wheel today. Nobody will have gotten it correct. It's going to be a hard one. Oh, by the way, our baseball birthdays for February the 17th, 2023 is Wally Pipp, Scott Williamson, Dick Bosman, and Red Barber. So rank the following players, and once I put the start in there, then you can start guessing. So you can be formulating in your head what you want to type in. Rank the following players by how many times they led their league in stolen bases. Again, A is for Ty Cobb, B is for Lou Brock, C is for Max Carey, D is for Ricky Henderson, E is for Maury Wills, and F is for Luis Aparicio. So give me a second here, and as soon as I put it in the chat, you can start guessing. If you guess beforehand, that guess is going to become invalid. So I'm going to give you the full 2 minutes plus a little extra time on this one. Hold on a second, I want to get something else ready here. Okay, start your guesses now. All right. Start putting guesses in there to try and get all 6 in the order. Like somebody's got D. 2, 4, 6. There's A, B, C, D, E, and F. And somebody's got 2 D's. DB face. Not familiar with C. C? Oh, Max Carey? Guess he stole a lot of bases. Oh, wait, no, I don't want to do that. Okay, let me see if I can get. Okay, I'm gonna take this off so I can. Let's see, I gotta write this down so I can read it in the sequence it needs to be. Let me see if anybody's got it correct yet. This one's going to be a tough one. We got 45, 40. So 45, 46. The first, when it hits 347, I'm going to end it. The first person that types in a response with 40 at time 347. Nobody guessed yet. Keep guessing, you're almost there. If we click over to 48, I'm going to have to end it. That'll give you 3 full minutes. That'll give you 3 full minutes. Okay, the 2-minute warning has ended. Let me go back one more time quick and review. So, the correct, who put the Z in there? Jason, there's no Z. That's supposed to be a A? Z. Forget it. Z for the win. So the correct answers are D, C, F, B, and if you got those first 4 right, A and E in either order wouldn't make a difference. So I don't think anybody got close. I go down the list: DC, no DC, no DC. There's only one. I see only one DC. Boy, that was close. DCF. The only DCF. I don't think there was any DCFs. DCB, DBE, DBA, DBC. That was a tough one. I was so close. What gurus say? Where's Vince Coleman? DBCAEF. How were you close there, David? Okay, so in case you're wondering, so D was Ricky Henderson with 12. And then C was Max Carey with 10. And then F was Luis Aparicio with 9. And then B, Lou Brock, 8 times. And fifth and the last 2 would be A and E, and I would have accepted either order. Which A and E is Ty Cobb and Maury Wills. Reminds, and there you go, so you can see that I didn't make it up in anything. First would have had been D, and then C, and then F, and then B, and then A and E was fifth. And I would have accepted if the A and the E or the E and the A was correct at the end. That would have been fine. Wow, first time we didn't get anybody that got the trivia. But that's okay. That was a tough one. That was a tough one. But don't fret. Remember, it's Friday. We have one more trivia for Saturday and Sunday to do still. So you do get one more chance. Interesting. Okay. So let's try this one more round. We got one more trivia coming up here. This one you only get the 2-minute warning. It's a single answer, and whoever answers correctly first in my chat. So baseball oddities is going to be our title, just so you know, if you want to get ready and nimble up your brain. But our Saturday birthdays for Saturday the 18th of February is Joe Gordon, Jerry Morales, John Mayberry, and Luis Arroyo. Our Sunday birthdays for the 19th of February 2023 is Dave Niehaus, Dave Stewart, Dick Siebert, and Miguel Batista. Okay? But for our baseball oddity, trivia for the weekend coming up is, which of the following players got a hit in every game he played? Was it A, Moonlight Graham? Was it B, Glenn Williams? Was it C, Bill Kirk? Or was it D, Blumker? Don't put your answers in until I start the 2-minute warning. You see it in the chat. Which of the following players got a hit in every game he played? Was it A, Moonlight Graham? Was it B, Glenn Williams? Was it C, Bill Kirk? Or was it D, Ray Blumker? Go. As soon as you see it in there, now you can start guessing. What's the correct answer here? A, B, C, or D? Big Ray's Ball Cards and Auctions got it right. The answer is B. Big Ray got the trivia for two points. All right, Big Ray, I'll read you the answer in a minute here. Again, which of the following players got a hit in every game he played? A, Moonlight Graham. B, Glenn Williams. C, Bill Kirk. Or D, Ray Blumker? It was B, of course. And it says, more than 1,000 cup of coffee big leaguers have played in only one game. But Williams, an Australian native and 12-year minor leaguer, hit in all 13 major league games he played. The 27-year-old Twins' third baseman debuted on June 7, 2005, and got a hit. 3 weeks later, he got his last hit against the Royals, his 17th in 40 at-bats for a slick .425 average. He injured his shoulder diving into first base, went on the disabled list, and never played in the majors again. That's why you probably never heard of the guy, Glenn Williams. Interesting trivia for the weekend, huh? Did not need to use it, but I'll put it in for prosperity. There we go. At least somebody got 2 free entries today. All right. So, boom. All right. For those that do pay attention to details, you'll be able to see something on the channel there. Give you a little heads up for next Tuesday's live stream. All right. So let's see. I'm going to put this here real quick. Put this here. Anything going on my phone? All right. So who do we got next here? We're going to open up this blaster box, and then we're going to end the stream. We'll be pretty close to probably 2 hours. And don't forget, if you stick around to the end, you got a chance one last time to get free entries into the February giveaway. Okay? For those that hang out with us, they get rewarded. First in the 2-minute warning at the beginning of the live stream, you get 2 free entries. You do that every day and get a whole bunch of entries. Or all my live stream days, that's for sure. I don't think I've opened any Bowman Platinum ever. So thanks, Jason. This will be my last box till probably next week. Oh, wait, this is my last stream this week. But Bowman Platinum. But yeah, I was starting to say, all you have to do is, to get free entries, just show up first 2 minutes of the live stream, you get 2 entries. I make a note of it. If you're here at the end of the stream, when we're closing out, and you chat in the chat at the end, that way I pretty much know you've been here the whole time, then you would get 3 as a bonus at the end. If you just are here at the end of the stream and not the beginning, you still get 2 entries. Okay? And we have different things that come up through the streams. We got the trivia. We'll have different things pop up through different events. When I get a family mail call package from somebody, depending on the size of the package, you get between 5, 10, or 15 free entries for a family mail call package that gets opened online. But today, compliments of Jason Coat, Lock and 99, we're going to open up this Bowman 2022 Bowman Platinum. I don't think I've ever opened any of this stuff before. I think he was on deck when his only game ended and his first at-bat was in the movie, not a real game. Oh, really? There's our packs. The box is empty. Let me get this back. I wasn't paying attention there. I took it off screen. That's a bad boy. Good thing it's not a break. You might see that blaster box used in a future content, that's for sure. We got what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So there's 8 packs, 4 cards in a pack. Pretty awesome there. Okay, get that there. But I do want to make one last shameless plug. I'm only going to do it through this month of February, so at least once a week, I want to remind everybody of my new Patreon tiers. My new Patreon tiers, in case you want to sign up for a Patreon box. I currently have three Patreons. I have one that's the Cincinnati Reds. I have one that's the California Angels. And then I have one that's a dual team. You could choose. You could sign up as a dual team, where you get half your repack boxes of your favorite baseball team or teams. The guy actually, I found out that is getting the dual teams. He's getting the Pittsburgh Pirates and the New York Yankees, because his son is a Yankee fan and the dad is a Pittsburgh fan. So that's why he's getting those 2. So I've got 3 people signed up. I've got a blaster box and a mega box and the monster box. The monster box is $49.99 a month. Okay, the mega box is $29.99 a month. The blaster box is $14.99 a month, and the $10.99 smallest tier is the Carefield repack. Okay, on a Carefield, you get a pack of baseball cards, and then you get, the rest is filled, plumb full, as much as I can fit in the box, without overstuffing it, of your favorite baseball team. And it's listed on my Patreon page. So if you want more of the details, go there and you'll see exactly what we're talking about there. But it's fun. Once all the teams are taken for the year, we'll see if we're going to continue it each year following. You're guaranteed a hit in every box that you buy from me. Guaranteed a hit of an auto or a relic auto, or a relic numbered. And it's not that 2022, 2023. It's a lower numbered card. So some type of hit like that, or a SP or an SSSP or an SP, things of that nature for your guaranteed hit. But until then, we'll see what we pull in here. Anything along that line that fits in those categories is going to go for that team. I have a whole box. One of these days I'll break out my box and show you all the goodies I've got in it for my Patreon members. Okay, we're going to go through this now. Appreciate that. Cards in my car is here. Big Ray. Later, everyone. Wheel of Fortune time. Oh, okay. Take care there, David. If you can pop in during the ending 2 minutes, you can get 2 more entries. But if not, that's fine. All right, let's see what we can get in these Bowman Platinum cards. Oh, gotta scoot that over. Oh, I can go over a little bit more, just so they stay on the screen. Gives me plenty of space to put some cards. I'm going to use the scissors. I don't want to bend the corner, and these have extra pull tab FOD on top. I think these are usually supposed. Oh yeah, I've seen these, but I have never opened any. I think these are awesome looking cards. I'm trying to remember where I put these. I think I had another box of Bowman. There's an Eloy Jimenez with the Chicago. It's a Bowman, so they can have it because that's a Topps product. Boom. Then we've got a Sal Frelick outfielder for the Brewers. Boom! That's a hit for me. Renowned rookies. And it's classed a rookie card here. Julio Rodriguez, rookie. I like that one. I do not have this one, but I do now. I've got the Julio rookie. That's a good one. Good one. And then Brandon Marsh rookie card for the Philadelphia Phillies. Bowman Platinum. These are pretty nice looking cards. How many cards are in this set? This is a subset card, TOP 49. So they must have like, I wonder how many cards are in this set, Logan. Do you know? Just kind of curious. Gonna put that right near there for now. I'm not gonna separate them. Awesome though. First pack pulled out of Julio. I like this product already. See if we can find another Julio in here. All right, we've got a Matt Olson here. Matt Olson with the Oakland Athletics. Oh no, that's the Atlanta Braves. That's the Atlanta Braves, right? Yeah. Wrong A. There's the California Angels, Joe Adell. And then Starling Aguilar with the Seattle Mariners. Must be a prospect. Is that what they got? Prospect. Another Mariner. Wonder how I gotta check into him. Starling Aguilar. Gaikan Carlos Stanton speckle card. That's a different one. So lots of variations in this one, huh? And a Francisco Lindor with the New York Mets. Okay, 100 base and 100 prospects. That is pretty cool. I like this product. It looks sweet design. Two packs, 2 Mariners. Awesome. Thanks, Jason. Appreciate that. All right. Let's see what we got here next. I don't know, do they have relics and such in here too? We got Mookie Betts. No, this ain't working. Hold on. Let me see if I can get the zoom. There we go. Now I can get the zoom working. I think I zoomed in all the way now. That's better. There we go. This thing's supposed to autofocus. Maybe it's just the shininess, huh? It's not even focusing on my... Mookie Betts with the Los Angeles Dodgers. Tommy Mace with the Cleveland. Awesome. Jordan Lawler with the Arizona Diamondbacks. PE. Must be just the design of the card or something, is my guess. And then Bryson Stott with the Philadelphia Phillies rookie card. Awesome. But that Julio Rodriguez has got to be sleeved first. That's going to bug me until I put it in the sleeve. And get it top loaded. And let's see our prospect. Starling Aguilar. Gotta check in the Mariners website and stuff and see if they're up. See if I can find out some information here on Starling Aguilar. It's like the table of elements. I missed something there. Alright, fourth pack, halfway through the box. Refresh my chat here. Good, 4 cards. I think this one has 5. Got a bonus card in here. Thanks, Bowman Platinum. This one's like an advertising card or something. Wander Franco. There we go. Wander Franco rookie card. Bowman Platinum. Ethan Wilson, Bowman Platinum for the Philadelphia Phillies. Christian Santana for my Christian PC. I like that one. Another one of those speckles. Where did I put that other speckle? Probably buried it, didn't I? Did I bury that other speckle? I thought I had a speckle. I don't know what kind they're called. Thought I had another speckle. Oh yeah, the Bowman Platinum. This guy again, Carlos Stanton. I think that's the one. It's yeah, that's like a speckle. Probably have different names for them and stuff, but yeah, Christian Santana prospect card. Figure that's a prospect. I don't recognize the name. It most likely is a prospect. We got Manny Machado. With the San Diego Padres. Shout out to Kevin's Models and More. And Josh Lowe. Rookie card for the Tampa Bay Rays. Oh, is that what these are? Ice Parallels? Ice Parallels. would have been nice to get the ice parallel for a Julio. All right. Pack number 5. Second half of the box. Oh, gotta watch my hand. Almost went into the hiding range here. Four cards. Yeah, that pack had 5. We had a bonus card now. And Ɡɛərɪɡ Kelnick for my Seattle Mariners. Ɡɛərɪɡ Kelnick. Let me put him up here. Get him sleeved up a little bit. Then we got J.C. Correa with the Houston Astros prospect card. Ooh, there we go. We got a short print serialized ice, green ice. So I guess it's green ice. Yeah, I don't know but this one's a short print one. This must be our hit of the blaster. 227 out of 299. $227 out of 299. And a Bobichet for the Toronto Blue Jays. Bobichet. That is a nice hit there. For, oh my word, and that's Alejandro for the California Angels. Come on, what are you doing? That might go in somebody's Patreon package coming up soon. Okay, I'm gonna move that up because this is definitely, so far, unless we get an autograph, this is the head of the box. All right. Julio Rodriguez, Ɡɛərɪɡ Kelnick, and the prospect. 3 Mariners so far. All right, these parallels are 4 per box. Well, we've got 3 now, so I guess 1 more to go, huh? That would have to be a serialized ice. Pack number 6. 2 more to go after this one. See what kind of sweetness we can find in here. Joey Gallo with the Los Angeles Dodgers. Joey Gallo. Starling Marte with the New York Mets. Oh wow, this one had 5 cards again in it. O'Shawn Knowles with the California Angels prospect. Awesome. And there's another speckled ice, I guess you call it. Chris Bryant with the Colorado Rockies. And Javier Baez with the Detroit Tigers. Javier Baez with the Detroit Tigers. Awesome. That's an insert. These are pretty cool looking cards. Would be a smaller set to complete, but you probably, do they sell this in like a hobby box or something? I don't know what I'm doing. Next to last pack. We've got 4. 4 cards in this one. So it says right on the front of the pack too, 4 trading cards. We had 2 packs so far with 5. This one's got 4. Joe Ryan with the Twins, rookie card. Matt Frazier with the Pirates, prospect card. Matt Frazier. And then we've got, that's a pretty cool looking card, with the Minnesota Twins, Royce Lewis. Rookie card. Minted in, that is interesting. It's a prospect insert for the Twins. Have to go into the trading card database and see how many different subsets this set has. My word. Then a Joey Gallo with the Cincinnati Reds. Shout out to Faith Family and Sports. Joey Votto. They're all shiny cards. That's why I guess they call it Bowman Platinum. Oh, this is retail only. They do have a hobby box with a couple autos or monster boxes. Oh, okay, they have monster boxes, huh? So this is mainly a retail product then. It is kind of neat, but you know what? You can only go for so many different sets. Oh my word! Another one. So we had 3 out of the 8 packs with 5. Oh my word! Oh my word! Made my day. Another Julio. Another Julio. We got 2 Julios in this box. My word. 2. This looks like the base Julio. Yep, that's an insert Julio, and this is a base. It's like Topps Fire. Okay, gotcha. But that is cool. 2 Julios in here. The base Julio and an insert. I'd like to get an ice Julio, that's for sure. 2 Julios. And we still have 4 more cards to go. Brendan Beck, because we got 4 cards to go. Julio was the first top. Bam. Brendan Beek with the New York Yankees. Boom. We got another. Gotta scooch these over now. So we that short print, 227 out of 299, mustn't have counted, because here's our 4th, Michael McGreevy, St. Louis, got to be a prospect, a top prospect ice. So I think that's a green type ice. That's a base card. This is a prospect, because Chris Bryant's not a prospect. So 2 prospects, 2 MLB players, a Bowman Platinum. It's even got a rainbow type tint to it on the edging. Jake Burger. Alright, Chuck's got his burger in here. All we need is some fries now. Rookie card for the White Sox. And last but not least, J.D. Martin. J.D. Martin. J.D. Martin. That's card number 1 in the set. J.D. Martin, Boston Red Sox. Awesome, awesome box there. Jason. My word. So we'll show you the hit of the box, the end here. This Alejandro Hidalgo with the California Angels. Bowman Platinum, green ice. 227 out of 299. We got a a Starling Aguilar, a Starlin, oh, I want to say Starling, but it's Starlin. Starlin Aguilar with the Seattle Mariners prospect card. No stats available yet. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Let me get my Jarred Kelenic. Get my Jarred Kelenic sleeved up here. Yeah, I'm going to put that in my nice card with the Jarred Kelenic, along with my Starling Aguilar. My Julio Rodriguez will go in my Julio Rodriguez PC. Alright, so there we have it. Jordan Lawler, insert. So these, I guess, are the two inserts basically here, except for the Julio. Remember, we got two Julios. Got an insert Julio, rated rookie. Oh, they call it renowned rookies, not rated rookie. A renowned rookie. And his base rookie card for Bowman Platinum. Shiny cards for sure, Jay. Yep. Okay, so let's get in here and we're going to get ready to end the stream here. We're just over the 2-hour mark. Okay. As soon as I put it in there, you got 2 minutes from now. 2 minutes from now. 25, 26, 27. Everybody knows the routine now. All you have to do is type here in the chat, and you'll get 2 free entries. 2 free entries. Guru and Wahoo are watching in the background. Okay, so 2-minute warning here. We got Bernie H gets a +3. Guru gets 2. Big Ray gets +2 because he had got the trivia right. Larkin gets a +3. Okay. Guru, you only had to do it once. Oops, typo. I'm here. I'm hernia. You don't need a hernia, too. You've been having a lot of problems already. Guru and Wahoo, I'll say. Alright, so we started at 25, 26. We're in 26 time frame right now. Whoever might be still lurking about in the background, all you have to do is type in here in the chat, and you'll get 2 free entries into our end of month giveaway. Which one is it going to be this month? Tuesday the 28th. So we got another full week, and then we'll be getting ready for our end of month trivia. Not trivia. Giveaway. Okay, we got 25, 26, and I think we're almost done here. Alright, and the 2-minute warning. And the 2-minute warning. So, I've got totals for today are Bernie H gets 5, Lockin 99 gets 5, God is Great gets 2. Big Ray gets 4. And Guru and Wahoo get 2. So, appreciate everybody being here today. You all have a great and wonderful weekend. I've got to do some church work now. Get some more of their tax information done for some of the members in the church. And other than that, we did make it up to 10 thumbs up. Again, next week we'll start all over. We should be good to go. Have a good evening, Donald. Very nice dream. Thanks, Bernie. Bernie's here. Guru and Wahoo's here. Lockin's here. Big Ray, Bernie H, Jay Pylon was here, but took off. Didn't end up with the 2-minute morning bonus entries. I know Kevin was here early. Cards in My Car with Art Posada was here. I think that pretty much covers most everybody. We had fun with our trivia, our Hall of Fame for Louis Gehrig. You all take care. This has been another fun stream as always. Just so you know, in the future down the road, I'm going to try and go through my Hall of Fame content, and I'll have shortened versions where I'll just cut out from this point to this point for the biography and put it in its own separate playlist for future viewing convenience. And I might do that for a lot of my different content that I do. Down the road, we might be making clips or shorts or different things like that. But more improvement to the channel is going to try and come eventually. Opening 2 jumbos of 2023 tops on Rippin' for Rookies, if interested. We thank you there, Big Ray. Appreciate that. You can share that out to anybody in the channel that you want to. But other than that, it's been another fun-filled week on Don Blondal's Hall of Fame. Thank you for being with me here today, episode 104, Hall of Fame Friday, Louis Gehrig, Trivia, and 2022 Bowman Platinum Sweetness. So until then, as David says in all the end of his dreams, it's not just words. Be blessed. And we'll see you all around the channels, okay? Bye for now and take care. Have a great and wonderful weekend. We'll see you next Tuesday for our next live stream, 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Fridays. There you go. There's a link to Big Ray's advertisement that he just talked